Feliz Navidad, Merry Christmas. Yes, yes, it's that time of the year for our Christmas shows, and as you can see, we have, as usual, spared every expense. But I do want to thank Ernestine for at least setting the studio here for, well, shall we say, with the limited amount of funds that were available. Zero. But that's okay. That's okay. It's Christmas. I'm going to do some Christmas songs for you, so you'll be able to enjoy our Christmas shows for the month of December. So, first one, of course, Feliz Navidad, 1960. Jose Feliciano. He wrote it, had a big hit on it. And to date, as close to 1 million times that song has been downloaded. So I guess Felice knew what he was doing. So, but we're going to go to 1957, actually 1948 for our next tune. This is when it was written. This tune was written in 1948. And some fellow, I can never remember this guy's name, from Memphis, Tennessee. Elvis, that's what it is. 1957, Elvis had a big hit on this song. It's called Blue Christmas. Blue Christmas. I'll have a blue Christmas without you. Well, this next song, 1943, and a fella named Bing Crosby. Remember Bing Crosby? Of course, he did a lot of the Christmas songs too, but he had a big hit on this particular tune. Now, this tune was actually written as a dedication to all the American soldiers who were at war halfway around the world in two different directions. And it was a song dedicated to those fighting men, our World War II heroes. And it's called I'll Be Home for Christmas. And of course, pretty good chance they wouldn't be home for Christmas because the war still had another 2 years to go before it was over. But at least in their minds and their dreams, they'll be home for Christmas. Pretty tune. Here we go. I'll be home for Christmas if only in my dreams. And I guess even today, there's many people that they won't be going home for Christmas due to various and sundry other problems or other commitments or other just can't get it done. But for all you folks that can't go home for Christmas, that song is for you. 1857, and no, Austin, I was not there. Close. This particular tune was written. Now, a lot of these songs that we call Christmas songs, I like to call them seasonal songs because some of them don't even mention the word Christmas, like this particular one I'm going to play now. The word Christmas is never mentioned in the song, but this is probably the one song that's heard the most at Christmas time, and people singing it and playing it and using it in jingles and advertising and all kinds of things. A little tune called Jingle Bells. So here we go. Good old Jingle Bells. Yes, yes, yes. A song of the season, shall we say. Not necessarily Christmas, but that's okay. Well, this next tune, a fellow named Willie Nelson. Never hear of him? Yeah, I think you might have. Well, in 1963, I guess he was on his farm in Tennessee or wherever his farm might be, and he was kind of getting a little nostalgic, and he was thinking back. And I guess he lived in Texas for a while, and there was a fellow who was a street peddler, and he had his legs, but they were not functional, and instead of using a wheelchair, he would just propel himself around on like a board. I guess he probably had wheels on the bottom of it. And he sold, pencils and paper and stuff like that. And Willie, recalls seeing this gentleman on several occasions, outside of a department store. And he kept saying, pretty paper, that's what he was selling. So Willie being Willie, says, that sounds like a good title for a song. Now, Austin, as you know, is my erstwhile sound and video engineer. And if I look good, that's on Austin. But before Austin, I had another studio producer whose name was Emily. And before we did our first Christmas show 8 years ago, believe it or not, Emily asked me if I knew a song called Pretty Paper. And I said, well, I've heard it. Oh, she says, well, my mother used to sing that to us. And I said, oh. So the Christmas show was going to be the following week, so I went home and I researched it, and this is what we came up with. So for everybody, even Emily, who's not even here, a little tune called Pretty Paper. Pretty Paper, Willie Nelson, 1963. Well, a lot of these Christmas songs are kind of short, and I thought we might have a little extra time today. So you're going to get a Christmas bonus from Coach Dave when you get your bill. Make sure they don't charge you for it. So this song does mention Santa Claus and Christmas, and a fellow named Gene Autry, remember Gene Autry, the cowboy star? Well, he wrote this song, and he used to ride in the Christmas parade in California. And of course, the last big float would have Santa Claus, and he actually rode behind Santa Claus. And he'd be sitting there every year and hear people say, oh, look, here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus. So Gene Autry wrote the song. It's called, oh yeah, Here Comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus, Gene Autry. Gene Autry, here comes Santa Claus. Well, we're getting down to the end of our time here today for our first Christmas show. And yeah, I know, I gotta use a little cheat sheet for this song. I know it, but it's such a pretty tune, I don't want to take a chance. Written by Mel Torme in 1945. In 1946, a gentleman named Nat King Cole, who actually, he was a jazz piano player before he started singing. He had a trio, and he recorded this song. Now, back in another lifetime, I was an office manager for a doctor's office. And this lady came in, and her name was Maria Cole. So Smart Alex says, "Oh, any relation to Nat King Cole?" And she says, "Well, yes, as a matter of fact, he was my husband." So after I wiped the chagrin off my face, we started chatting a little bit, and of course, this song came up in the subject. And, you know, like I was telling her, it's too bad it's just a Christmas song, because it's such a beautiful tune that, you know, you should be able to hear this year-round. And she would tell me that she lived in New York, and she would go through Macy's or any of the department stores around Christmas time, and she would hear this song coming through the music, and she'd just stand there and smile and say, "That's my husband." So I never met Nat, but I did get to meet his wife, Maria Cole. So of course the song is Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire, or the Christmas song. Now, like I said, I gotta cheat a little bit on this one because it's such a pretty tune. I don't want to take a chance on really screwing it up. So let's see what happens. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. One of the prettiest prettiest songs, period, I've ever written. Of course, Mel Torme, who I consider, in my humble opinion, the best of all those great crooners, Sinatra, Tony Bennett, all the biggies. But I think Mel Torme, in my own opinion, was the best. And of course, he wrote the best song. And Nat King Cole, of course, he had his daughter Natalie Cole, and they did a few things together, recorded a few things together, like Unforgettable. She actually, I guess, she took his recording and they re-recorded it with her singing it with him. And unfortunately, she is also no longer with us. So I think the Cole family is probably pretty much not here any longer. So, well, that kind of wraps up our first Christmas show here. Certainly hope you enjoyed it, hearing some of these tunes. And it's I start playing these things sometime in October because even though I've played them every year, it's only for just a couple of weeks or so, and then you tend to forget them a little bit. So I've been playing these tunes for a couple of months now, but that's okay. I don't mind doing it, and so want to take this opportunity to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas from Accordion Cool, Austin, and everybody else that's involved here. So let's pick it up a little bit, take it home with Jingle Bells, okay? That's a good idea.